Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the first chapter in our SST syllabus, and that is changes in a family. What is a family? Family can be defined as a group consisting of two parents and their children. All of us stay in a family. I'm sure you are staying in your family. You must be knowing about your family. You must be staying with your parents, your brothers, your sister, your cousins, and maybe your aunt, your uncle. Some of you must be staying in a small family, some might be staying in a big family. But family is a very, very important part of our society. It is actually considered as the backbone of our society. But why, for once, have you ever thought why is family important? Why is family so important for all of us? See, if you just, I have jotted down the points over here. If you just follow this, family is very important because it provides us with love and protection. Now, you must be realizing that in your family, your parents love you a lot. They protect you from all evils, from anything which goes wrong, they will be there to protect you. There are elderly members in your family, maybe your grandparents. If for once, if your parents scold you, then you always run to your grandparents, your granddad or your grandmom, and then they will protect you even from your father's scolding. So we find that it's not just for love, but it's for protection, for care, that a family is so important. It also helps us build our self confidence. If you are staying in your family, you must have realized when we stay in a happy family, our confidence is also very high. We can take on the world, we can do what we feel like, and we can do whatever we think is right for us. Because then we think our self confidence is actually very, very high. Family also provides a sense of belongingness. Whenever you feel that you're feeling low, whenever you feel something has gone wrong, and you want to hide away from something, maybe somebody has scolded you, maybe somebody has chided you, maybe some of your friends have played a prank, you feel that you should go back to someone with whom you're very comfortable, with whom somebody whom you know will love you unconditionally. It is the family, because that is actually a place where you belong. That's how we say that there is a sense of belongingness in a family. But what does a family do? I mean, of course, the family does all these things. Apart from this, what do we do in the family? We celebrate festivals together. We celebrate all occasions, whether it's birthdays or it is any festival or a marriage which is taking place, or maybe a newly born child has come in the family. So we celebrate all these occasions in the family. These are all the happy occasions that we celebrate. We love and care for each other. We live together in a house. We call it as a home, as a unit, and we all stay in a very nice manner. Right now, also, now that you find that there is this COVID virus everywhere, we all are huddled together in a family and we all are staying as a unit because we feel if we are there for each other, then a family will be able to withstand all difficulties. So now we come to types of families. There are actually two types of family. There's this joint family and a nuclear family. In case of joint family, you can say, student, there are three generations or maybe sometimes more than that. It would be the grandparents, parents, and siblings. If it's a big family, big joint family, then you will have uncle, aunt, cousins also, isn't it? Some of you might be staying in joint family where your grandparents are staying with you, but others might be that they're staying in nuclear family. What is a nuclear family? Nuclear family has just two generations, the parents and the children, and it is much smaller in size in comparison to a joint family. Another thing we realize that we generally find joint families in the villages. I mean, in the cities, of course, you do have joint family, but you don't generally have joint families. But in villages, most of the families you find, excuse me, most of the family in villages are joint family. And cities, of course, more family is nuclear family. Now, we move on to family tree. In case of family tree, a small representation of a tree, you find just as a tree grows big, has many branches, and has many more leaves and many more flowers, it grows on and on. Similarly, the family also grows with the addition of each new member in the family. Earlier, if we can just see this diagrammatic representation, you have the grandfather, you have grandmother, then they give birth to dad, and they might have two children, your dad and your uncle. Dad gets married to your mom, you have a brother and a sister. Uncle gets married to aunt, you have another two cousins. So likewise, you will find from 2 the family is going to 4, then 6, 8, and then 10. So this is like growing like a family tree. Now in a family, we often find that you may must have come across so many people saying that, oh, you look exactly like your dad, or maybe somebody might say that you have a close resemblance to your mother. What does this mean, the similarities? It means that you have taken the genes of your father, or you have taken the resemblance of your mother. Sometimes we say that if two siblings are very identical to each other, then they are called as identical twins. If they do not look alike, then they are called as fraternal twins. Next, we come to working parents. Now, in a family, when both the parents are working, they are called as working parents. Many of you must be staying in family where the father is working and the mother is a housewife, but there are many families where both mother and father are working. Now, in such cases, when both of them are working, you have your grandparents to take care of the kids, or sometimes when the grandparents are not there and both the parents are working, then in that case, the kids stay in creches also. And maybe, when they come back home after their office, then they pick up their children from the crèche and then they come back home. But many times we find that this often leads to lack of supervision and support also, and children start feeling lonely at home because they don't have many people to look, to speak to, or they don't have many people to be comfortable with. So sometimes it happens, working parents, it's actually a very good thing because both parents are, of course, trying to build a happy family, to be financially very sound. But sometimes, as far as children are concerned, they often tend to be lonely. Then we come to this birth of sibling. This is the most exciting time in the family, you can say. Birth of a sibling. Either it could be a person, a new addition in the family like this, or it could be the other way around in case of marriages when a new person is added to the family. In case of birth of sibling, you find that if some of you are elder brother or elder sister, you must have realized, and if you remember the time when your younger brother or your younger sister was born, it was so exciting to get them from the hospital, and then you would have shared your toys, your bed, or your things with the little one also. Every now and then you would be moving around that child, seeing him smile, making him play, making him laugh. So this happens to be the most exciting time in the family. Every person who comes in the family looks forward to meeting the young child. But have you realized where do exactly these babies come from? Babies develop and grow in their mother's body till they are born. Actually, it's a biological process and it is called as reproduction, by which the young ones are born. So, not only in case of human beings, but in case of animals as well, the babies are born, like kittens are born to cats, and in case of dogs, you can say the puppies are born to dogs. Do you remember the young ones of various animals? Okay, that is a different thing. Next, we come, marriage in the family. This is another moment where there is too much of excitement in the family. A new person is added. You find the entire house. There's lots of guests who pay visit to the house. Then it is decorated with lights and flowers. Everyone is excited. And you share your joys and sorrows with your relatives also. So many people are coming, Actually, in case of India, you find that all such families, many different families have different culture, and so there are different traditions which are being followed. So there's lots and lots of happiness all around. On such occasion, there's a lot of excitement and happiness in the house. Okay, so with this we complete our chapter. Now I want you to do an exercise. If you go back to the end of the chapter on page 10 and 11, you can do exercise B, C and D. This is fill in the blank, state true and false and name the following. This is very simple and you need to do this exercise in the textbook itself. Alright, thank you.